Think about some of the ideas that arise out of that reading of Canto 1. It's a pretty straightforward story, that's clear. Dante awakes, comes to himself again. He's lost in the dark wood. The path he thought he was on has disappeared, and now he has to try to find his way out. Everybody is lost in the middle of life all the time. No matter how much we have a sense of self-possession, no matter how strong our dedication to a plan is, no matter how secure we are in our identity, we're always in the middle of things, and the middle of things is always a question. It's a question because that's the way reality is. It's a mystery. It's not just, I have a question. The question has me. And that's that sense of being all of a sudden shaken awake and saying, who am I? When he wakes up to that reality, Dante has a decision to make. What do I do? He sees a mountain. He sees the sun at the top of the mountain. This gives him hope. He decides to try to climb the mountain. As we know, he's driven back by the three beasts. And that second realization that the way that he thought he could go is blocked creates an altogether different level of feeling lost, an altogether different level of being in free fall down into the pit of mystery. He's close to despair. And that despair is one of the possibilities that mystery raises, and it comes into consciousness from down deep in the bowels of one's existence. It comes into consciousness as another question. This time, not who am I? That's where we started. Now the question is, what can I do? Where can I go? What will get me out of here? What will make my situation different? Can I do anything to make a difference for the better in my life, in my situation, in my future? Does anything that I do make a difference at all? Does it matter if I live or die? That question has a name. It's the question of human freedom. That question is there in the middle of things all the time for everyone. The great translator and commentator on Dante, Dorothy Sayers, characterized the question of freedom in the Divine Comedy this way. She saw the whole poem as the drama of the soul's choice. It's a wonderful characterization. It is certainly dramatic. Everything hangs on the soul's choice. Everybody that Dante is going to encounter in the poem has eternity and the cosmos hanging in the balance, waiting for them to make a simple choice between yes and no. But what's the relationship between choice and freedom? They're the same, aren't they? No, they certainly are not. There is much more to freedom than liberty of choice. Liberty of choice is the kind of thing that we're involved with when we walk into a restaurant and sit down, and as long as we've remembered to put the credit card in our wallet and bring the wallet with us, we know we have the liberty of choice to choose anything that's on the menu. At the same time, we do not have the liberty to choose something that's not on the menu. In the West, especially in the United States, I think, there's a tendency to associate that kind of liberty of choice as being synonymous with freedom. America is all about freedom. The goal of our foreign policy is to spread freedom. No, it isn't. No society can give freedom. No society can spread freedom. No society can take freedom away. Freedom is not circumstantial. Freedom, in other words, is the responsibility that I have for deciding who I am. Not just deciding it in my head, in thoughts or ideas. Not just deciding it in actions or even patterns of actions, but constantly being in the process of taking responsibility for the question, who am I, as an emergent, ongoing reality for which I'm always inventing new possibilities, considering new options, and responding to new obstacles, just the way Dante is when we find him in the dark wood. He's lost, he sees a new possibility, he tries to climb the hill, he's driven back by the beasts, he's close to despair. How to go on? Or is there any point to going on? There's the first choice that one has to make in terms of fulfilling the responsibility that one has for oneself. Here and now, is there a point or is there not a point?